In this video, we're going to be looking at another way of finding a measurement of the spread of data. That measurement is standard deviation. The standard deviation, there's a little symbol here that you're going to want to remember. It's a lowercase Greek s. It's like a little O or zero with a line on the top. That's the symbol for standard deviation. It's a measurement of spread that uses all the values of the data set. And you can calculate this using your calculator. There's a way to do it by hand, but in our class, we're just going to do it using the calculator. So what you want to do is follow each one of these steps. We're going to actually use the previous example or this example's data set. So we're going to go back to that, which is right up here. And what we're going to need to do then is we need to type that into our calculator. So to type that into the calculator, what you'll want to do first is press the statistics key. So once you press the stat key, you can press enter. That's the edit option. And what you're asking the calculator to do, or you're telling it, is you're saying, hey, I want to edit one of the lists. You're going to clear list one by scrolling up, highlighting list one with your cursor, hitting clear, then enter. That should clear the entire list. Then you're going to enter your data. So what you should be seeing on your calculator screen is L1. There's probably L2 and a few other things. And then what you want to do is you want to enter all your numbers in just as they appear. They actually don't have to be in order. So you want to take all these numbers right here, 3515. So we'll do 3515. So you're going to be typing this into your calculator as I'm writing it down by hand. Oops, a little too far. Sorry for the scrolling. And then we'll do 1, 1, 2, 3, 15. So then we'll do 1, 1, 2, 3, 15. Now, a word of caution to you here, when you enter this in, you want to make sure that you've entered the list in correctly. If the list is not entered in correctly, then everything you do after this is going to be wrong. So let's see how many numbers we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you move your cursor in your calculator over to highlight that last one, you should see down in the corner of your screen, n is equal to 9. If you move it up to the next one, 3, it'll say n is equal to 8. The n is the number of data that piece is. So when it says n is equal to 9 for 15, it means that 15 is the ninth piece of data entered into your calculator. Then what you want to do is you want to go back to your data set. You want to count those off. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 pieces of data. And I'm going to look at that data set, and I'm just going to visually verify that I've typed it in correctly. If there's a part to go slow with these types of problems, it's right now. Once again, if the data you entered in is wrong, then your calculator is going to give you some wrong answers. Once you've entered this in, let's go ahead and follow with step 5. So that was step 4. Step 5 says hit the stat key. And by the way, you have to go back to your home screen. So step 4.5 would be to go to your home screen. So you can hit second quit there, and that'll take you right back to your home screen. Then you're going to press statistics button, that stat button again. You're going to scroll right to calculate. It's the calculate menu. You're going to hit enter or press number 1 for the one variable statistics. And we're going to use this line after you hit enter to see what your standard deviation is. So there's going to be a lot of things that your calculator is going to spit out at you. And the one we're concerned about is the lowercase sigma. That's this one. And then X just means your data. So this is the standard deviation of your data. And if you do that, the standard deviation of your data should be approximately equal to, it's going to be 4.2. 4.2 for this one. Does this seem like a good representation of the spread of the data? Well, remember before, and this is in a different video, before we looked at the range of the data, and the range was 14. But we said most of the data is between 1 and 5, which is 4 units apart. So let's look at that standard deviation. The standard deviation is 4.2, which is pretty darn close to where most of the data is, or the spread of most of the data. So we could say, yes, most of the data, those are supposed to be 2 words there, most of the data is 1 standard deviation away from the mean. And we're going to expand on this a little bit more here, what that means soon in some of the other examples. For now, what the goal here is just to recognize that in some cases, many of them for that matter, the standard deviation is what we want to use to see how spread out the data is, or the spread of the data.